morning and welcome to Positively Milwaukee. The hardships of war can have long-lasting effects on servicemen and women, and often soldiers are driven to give back. Tom Durian talked to an Afghanistan war veteran working to help refugees.
This trailer is starting to fill up with clothes, coats, and shoes. The community around Union Grove already filled it once before.
It was fantastic. I'm getting the chills. It's unbelievable how people will try to help people that they don't even know because they know they just want a better life.
Kurt and Chris Paswick sent that first trailer load to Fort McCoy to help Afghan refugees. The couple saw lists of needed items and knew there were area community groups trying to gather donations. So the Paswicks decided to help coordinate and offered this 20-foot trailer from Chris's business.
8 days it was full. And people are still bringing things.
I had one church group out of Salem that actually filled up half the trailer on their own. They had a drive at the church and then they brought it all here.
For Kurt, gathering these donations has special meaning. He's an Air Force Master Sergeant. He worked with civilian contractors while serving in Afghanistan.
They were just trying to make a better life for their family. They had no choice to be born into where they're at. But they have the opportunity now to try to make it better.
He and Chris know that Afghan men, women, and families left under desperate circumstances.
All they had was what they had on their back or what they could carry.
And then you step off and you don't know anybody, you don't know anything, you don't know the traditions, and I think it's amazing that people are trying to help them basically feel like they have a new home.
But Kurt made clear he's not helping with donations as any part of his current military service. He says it's part of his duty, even after he retires.
There's still a need. I mean, people who take the time and serve their country, it's never ending. It does not stop.
Kurt says he hopes people can put their politics aside to help these refugees because their story is an American one.
A long time ago, everybody's coming here to look for a better life. And I hope they're all taken care of, and I hope that they eventually, hopefully bring the rest of their families to make a better life for them.
Kurt has a big heart. Now, Kurt and Chris say if you do want to bring any clothing donations to Fort McCoy, it would be best to bring new items because he says there are 3 50-foot trailers filled with donations, but they need to be sorted. But new items don't need sorting and they go straight to families in need. A Milwaukee man has found a sweet way to help the community. Cassandra McShepard talked to the owner of Pete's Pops. He's revitalizing neighborhoods and inspiring youth.
I don't ever have a good answer for why popsicles. I saw similar concepts done in other places. I was excited about this product. And I just kind of thought I could figure this out and have fun while I did it. And that was 8 years ago. And so now it's grown into, a whole nother thing, and we're still having fun and we're still figuring it out.
You've got some very unusual, unexpected flavors. Who comes up with those?
I mean, it's kind of a collaborative effort. Some of the team members come up with stuff, customers give us ideas, I come up with a lot of ideas. We don't have to throw anything away. So it allows us to play with flavors. It allows us to donate a lot of products. It allows us to go to events that aren't about making money. This simple, fun, goofy little popsicle is a really good vehicle for lots and lots of just good in the community.
You're really vested in this neighborhood. You even hire kids from the neighborhood.
Hiring from the neighborhood is one of my favorite parts. We kind of have an unwritten rule that if anyone from this neighborhood walks in the door looking for a job, whether we really need help or not, we say yes on the spot and we find work for them. We pack these with pops and dry ice and we take them all over the city and the state, and people can book them for their backyard parties or their weddings.
You have grown so much in 8 years. Did it surprise you?
I think in some ways, yes, but in some ways, this is exactly kind of what I imagined. The type of company we are, the product, it's simple, it's positive, it's affordable.
Can I get a popsicle?
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on, let's go.
Pete says his purpose in life is to bring pops and positivity everywhere he goes, and it looks like he is succeeding. You gotta love that. Still ahead, family illness could have kept a young Milwaukee man from college and pursuing a professional baseball career. But A compassionate group is helping kids of sick parents, and it's keeping him in the class and in the game.
From an educational and also an extracurricular perspective, it's just simply stunning. So it feels very good to be able to give back in some capacity to this industry.
But before we go, don't forget lunch with me. Every Wednesday at 12:30, I chat with someone who is doing good in the community on Facebook Lives. People who inspire, and they are truly Positively Milwaukee. I recently talked to Earl Arms. He wears plenty of hats as Media Relations Manager for NPS, President of the Wisconsin Black Media Association, and host of Black Nouveau on Wisconsin Public Television. He is a real asset to our community, just like all my guests. Tune in every Wednesday at 12:30. Get positive thoughts from local leaders. We'll be back. Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. When a parent gets sick or passes away, children can face difficulties. But one organization is helping through mentoring and scholarships. Today we talk to a family who discovered the many benefits of Kids Chance of Wisconsin.
Back towards the wall, let it ride, touch them all. Gino D'Alessio just put the Gems right back into this game tonight.
Gino D'Alessio is chasing his dream of becoming a professional baseball player. Born and raised in Milwaukee, D'Alessio went to Pius High School. He's now dazzling baseball fans in Quincy, Illinois.
The Quincy Gems have taken the lead. Back-to-back nights, Gino D'Alessio opens up the barrel and lets it fly into the parking lot.
D'Alessio was honored with the first annual Jim Hepner Memorial Scholarship for $7,500 from Kids Chance of Wisconsin. More on Kids Chance later, but first, Gino received the scholarship at this golf outing at the Legends of Brandybrook in Wales, August 23rd. A finance major, his grade point average is 3.8. College almost seemed impossible after his father suffered a career-ending injury. He was later diagnosed with stage 3 esophageal cancer. Gino praised his dad during his speech.
He is hands down the greatest role model that I could ever ask for.
Liz and Paul D'Alessio get emotional talking about their son. What went through your minds this morning when you saw your son give the speech?
Very, very proud of him.
He got it and knew what was going on and was still able to persevere and stay the course and not let, what was happening to us, bring him down.
And the organization Kids Chance of Wisconsin could be called a family savior.
I can't thank Kids Chance organization enough for what they've done for me. They not only helped me financially to pursue my education and my athletic dream, but I mean they've been there mentally for me as well. Like they've went above and beyond to support me through everything that I've went through. Definitely cannot thank them enough.
Kids Chance of Wisconsin provides educational scholarships to children of Wisconsin workers who are seriously injured or killed because of a work-related accident. Board President Allison Hansen. Can you explain to me what is the most rewarding thing about being able to be a part of Kids Chance and be president of the board?
We were founded to give scholarships specifically to young people just like Gino who had a parent or both parents that were either severely injured or deceased via a work accident. So then that's what we do all year round is we raise money to give these scholarships away to the kids, and we've got a lot of insurance companies. We've got various vendors that work with the insurance industry that will then donate money. They become partners. They donate thousands of dollars over several years to keep us moving forward.
Kids Chance board member Pat Condon is also Gino's mentor.
His most important attribute that I've seen out of him is that he's always cares about other people. He is not self-centered. He's always looking to find out how is what's going on in my life affecting someone else and how can I make someone else happy. He keeps his nose to the grindstone and he takes care of his school in a fashion that any parent would be happy to have a summa cum laude, graduate from a small liberal arts college, taking a very hard major, playing baseball at a level that he hopes will take him one day to the professional level, and I believe it will. He's so confident, and he has great scouts with him That's why he's at Quincy University.
The DeLessios moved to Quincy, Illinois to follow their son's career.
And I remember Gino saying, "Every hit is for you, Dad." I remember him saying that. And so, yeah, he played. He had an incredible season. He was all conference. He wasn't just playing for himself. He was playing for someone else to make someone else happy.
Living so close to him and trying to stay positive, and him not being able to lean on us whatsoever, and knowing that he was going through this by himself. I know that he had a lot of baseball buddies. Knowing that he was trying to deal with this on his own was heartbreaking.
Paul DeLessio saw early on his son was gifted.
And when he was 1.5, the way he moved and the way he threw the ball, and just with all sports, I go, I don't even have to coach him. I tell him one time and he does it. One time, did it. And I'm like, wow, okay. Easy to coach. You know that's going somewhere.
And with Dad fighting cancer, life takes on a new meaning.
All the little things matter the most, and making other people happy and being kind to one another is so huge.
Gino has learned that message. He's humble and filled with gratitude.
The support that my baseball team and my coaches had on me, I was with them, every day throughout that time period when my dad was going through treatments, and I probably wouldn't have made it through it as well as I did without them.
Lynn and Paul admit watching Gino play is a welcome distraction.
It's gone! Let it ride! Touch them all! A grand salami! Gino DeLessio gives the Gems a lead with one swing of the bat.
Watching him play baseball just brings a joy.
That was a good outlet. That kept my mind off of anything bad that might have been happening. Seeing him, I couldn't,
It means the world to us to see him out on the field.
And the DeLessios are thankful their son has a winning team on and off the diamond. And for Kids Chance of Wisconsin, the gift of support is a home run for the heart.
We all pull together for a common good cause, and that's to help these kids. And the stories and the testimonials that we've been able to receive over the years about what they've been able to accomplish from an educational and also an extracurricular perspective, it's just simply stunning. So it feels very good to be able to give back in some capacity to this industry.
Gino DeLessio, the QU Hawk, gets it done in his home stadium time and again. How can you not love this guy? His teammates love him, the crowd love him, and gosh dang it, I love him.
Can't you see Gino possibly on the Brewers one day? Well, by the way, Gino also got a huge surprise that morning. In addition to his $7,500 scholarship, he was also awarded a bonus of $4,000. It turned out to be a surprise for him, so he really got $11,500 worth of scholarships. And for more good news for Gino that we found out just recently, he was drafted to Morehead City Marlins in North Carolina. So if you'd like more information on Kids Chance, you really have to find out about it. It's really a great organization. Just go to our Positively Milwaukee Facebook group. Well, coming up after the break, meet a woman whose lifelong love of music is helping neighbors stay positive. But first, we're going to meet our Positively Milwaukee Pet of the Week.
I'm Johanna with HAWS, the Humane Animal Welfare Society of Waukesha, and today I am featuring two sweet guinea pigs. This is my friend Alvin and his buddy Theodore. They are a bonded pair, and they represent a couple of animals that we have available for adoption in our small animal nook. Our small animal area is where we have some of our more unique animals and some animals that are great in case you're not ready for the traditional dog or cat. Pets like guinea pigs work well with small children. They give you a good idea of what it takes to own a pet. They are a great option for families maybe living in a smaller area like an apartment, or somebody who doesn't have the space or time for a larger animal. To find out about these guys, and other unique animals that we have available, you can go under the adoption tab on our website. We have lots of amazing animals of all sorts and sizes that are Positively Milwaukee.
Welcome back. Music is food for the soul. A woman living at Howard Village Senior Community knows that from personal experience. Taylor Lumpkin talked to her about how she's keeping the music alive for her neighbors.
Every week, Howard Village hosts a cocktail hour for its residents. And every week, you'll hear Judy Kasha playing the piano for her neighbors.
I play the music here that people have grown up with and they're used to hearing it all their lives.
Executive Director Lori Pachkowski says these performances became especially popular during the pandemic.
The joy that she brought to these residents who are isolated for such a long time, it was just wonderful.
But afternoon cocktail hours aren't how Judy got her start.
I've been playing the trumpet for 70 years.
Judy's musical career began when she was just a teenager. After high school, she heard about the U.S. Women's Air Force Band.
Well, that really got me interested, and I said, okay, sign me up.
For the next 2.5 years, Judy's life was a whirlwind.
It was a wonderful experience because we traveled all over the country, from coast to coast, and to Alaska and Puerto Rico.
Judy got married and moved with her husband to Milwaukee, but she kept playing for her local church and with the senior chorus called the Wilsoneers. She joined an honor guard and played taps for military funerals.
In 1987, I went to my first reunion of the WAF band.
For 21 years, Judy and her bandmates would reunite to play concerts for the public and the military.
The last concert was held in Washington, D.C. at the Kennedy Center on the Millennium Stage. So we went out with a bang.
And it's obvious to anyone watching, Judy still gets a lot of joy from playing.
She smiles the whole time she plays. She really does. You can tell she's in her element.
Music has been my life.
Don't you love that? Leaders with Howard Village say residents dealt with a lot of stress and depression when the pandemic was at its peak. They say cocktail hours with Judy playing the piano actually helped the residents socialize and relieve some of their loneliness. Way to go, Judy. Well, the leaves are changing color and it's getting cooler. And we wanted to know, do you prefer summer weather or sweater weather?
The summer weather.
Oh, why is that?
It's the best time of year. I love it. Shorts, beach, warmth. I love fall. It's the best time of year around here, but it's hard not to look ahead to what's coming. So summer weather.
Oh, I like sweater weather, but October, what is it, the 4th, and it's almost 70 degrees. This is okay.
I happen to love sweater weather. I get so excited when I know that winter is on its way, but I also get very sentimental looking at the leaves change. So this is probably my favorite time of year, but I love all 4 seasons.
Sweater weather. It's just nice. It's not humid, it's comfortable, it's great.
Summer. Yeah, prefer no sweatshirt. No jeans. Nope. Give me the warm weather.
I'm a winter guy. I'm originally from Puerto Rico. So I spent like 23 years, just living in the tropical. And I know the weather here is cold. But,
He loves the snow.
I mean, the air is good. The people's good. The grass is green here, even though we are almost in fall.
Now, isn't it interesting to see those couples disagree? I guess it really is true that opposites attract. And you can share your thoughts with us. Just go to our Positively Milwaukee Facebook page. This is Hispanic Heritage Month. Almost couldn't say it. A young Milwaukee man is showing his pride in the boxing ring. James Groh talked to him, and he says his Mexican heritage fuels a lot of wins.
Confidence-wise, I feel like I'm the best out there, and that's how you have to feel as a boxer. Right now, my life is boxing. It's a lifestyle.
20-year-old Javier Zamarron is an up-and-coming boxing star from Milwaukee.
Short-term goal right now is to win a national title in December for the USA Nationals, and then a long-term goal is to become a unified world champion when I turn professional.
Since March, he's 15-3, I think, something like that. He's only lost to 3 national champions.
That's his coach, Angel Luis Villarreal Jr. For his only losses to beat a national champs, that's pretty good. He's actually already a national champion himself. Javier trains at United Community Center's boxing gym, and when he steps into the ring, he fights for more than just himself.
Representing everybody. I'm representing my family, myself, UCC, the Mexican culture, the Hispanic heritage, all of them.
His heritage is important to him. It's why he wears the Mexican flag colors on his shirt.
I wanted people to know that I'm Mexican because I really don't look like I am. Mexicans love boxing. It's always been around me ever since I was a little kid, before I even started boxing. So I think it's really big in the Mexican culture. It's what everyone does.
To a lot of people, it's everything, I could say. You know, it's part of their fiber, it's part of their grit.
It's this kind of pride and confidence that could potentially take Javier to the top of the boxing world.
Wow, now Javier wouldn't be the first athlete from his gym to see great success. Some of the other alumni from UCC have gone on to win national championships, even compete in the Olympic trials. Milwaukee County has a one-room schoolhouse that is perfectly preserved. Now, you might know this as the Little White Schoolhouse. It's a lovely piece of history, and now it has a doppelganger. The Brown Deer Junior Women's Club built and donated this free little library. Now, as you can see, it's a tiny replica of the larger schoolhouse. People can actually come by to borrow a book or leave one behind. The women in the club will be hosting a dedication ceremony for their little library in just a couple of weeks. After a year-long hiatus because of the pandemic, the Lakefront Marathon is back. Runners returned for the 40th running of the race last Sunday. More than 1,000 volunteers and 2,500 athletes from 35 states and 6 countries came down to run, and I got to see a glimpse of them just outside our subdivision, a very popular race. I'll be back with my quote of the week. A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. That quote comes from Jackie Robinson, the first African-American to play Major League Baseball. When Robinson was signed by the Brooklyn Dodgers, it heralded the end of racial segregation in professional baseball. Robinson opened up doors for many more men of color to play professionally, and of course his life and career were certainly vital. But so were the countless lives and careers Robinson inspired. Remember those lessons as you work toward your own goals, and always remember, stay positively Milwaukee.